There are 274 former professional players in the Baseball Hall of Fame, but there is only one whose Hall of Fame plaque says he is the master of them all. That player is Christy Mathewson, the legendary right-hander of the New York Giants. He was among baseball's first great pitchers. He was also one of only two pitchers inducted into the inaugural class of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Unlike many pitchers of his era, Mathewson was not reliant solely on overpowering velocity. Instead, he was a master of finesse, using precision, deception, and strategy to outthink and outmaneuver hitters. He had remarkable control and a devastating fadeaway pitch, a precursor to the modern-day screwball. He was the thinking man's pitcher, and at the time was among the very few ball players who had a college degree. A pitcher needs very little power, provided he has control and uses his strength intelligently, he said, describing his approach. But Mathewson was not just about finesse. He was also called the Big Six after New York's most famous fire engine at the time. And that fire engine was fast. He was also called Matty and the Christian Gentleman. Mathewson was born in Factoryville, Pennsylvania on August 12, 1880. Later, he attended college at Bucknell University. During this time, Mathewson was a three-sport athlete playing baseball, football, and basketball. Mathewson also played professional football. In 1898, he played minor league football with the Greenberg Athletic Association. In 1900, he played minor league baseball with the Norfolk Phenoms of the Virginia League. Later that year, he would debut with the New York Giants. In 1902, while already a member of the Giants, he continued playing professional football. He became a part of the Pittsburgh Stars, where he played fullback. But in the middle of the year, he left professional football for good and focused on baseball. Over the next 17 years, he would establish himself as one of the game's greatest pitchers. He won 373 games, still tied for the record for most wins in the National League. In the prime of his career, Mathewson was the heart and soul of the Giants' pitching staff, leading the team to 4 World Series appearances in 1905, 1911, 1912, and 1913. His performance in the 1905 World Series against the Philadelphia Athletics, where he pitched 3 complete game shutouts, remains one of the most legendary feats in baseball history. Mathewson was the starter in Game 1 and pitched a 4-hit shutout for the win. 3 days later, with the series tied 1-1, Mathewson pitched another 4-hit shutout. On just 2 days' rest, he started Game 5. He threw a 6-hit shutout to clinch the series for the Giants. In less than a week, Mathewson had pitched 3 complete game shutouts while giving up only 14 hits. His 0.0 ERA in the series remains one of baseball's most incredible achievements. From 1911 to 1913, he would lead the Giants to 3 consecutive World Series appearances. Mathewson still pitched well, but wasn't as dominant as the Giants lost all 3. Mathewson had a 0.94 ERA in 1912 and a 0.95 ERA in 1913. Still, he had a 2-5 win-loss record in the 3 series. In 1911, the National League handed its first-ever MVP award. Mathewson led the league in WAR, but placed second in voting. He would finish his career with 373 wins against only 188 losses. He had a 2.13 ERA and 2,507 strikeouts. He won 20 or more games in 12 straight seasons. He also holds the record for most 20-win seasons in the National League with 13. In 1905 and 1908, he won pitching's Triple Crown, leading the league in wins, ERA, and strikeouts. He would also pitch 2 no-hitters. After his baseball career, Mathewson served in World War I, where he was tragically exposed to chemical gas. He was never the same after this, and this exposure led to him to contract tuberculosis, which later claimed his life. Christy Mathewson passed away on October 7, 1925. He was only 45. In 1936, he was inducted into the inaugural class of the Baseball Hall of Fame, along with Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, and Walter Johnson. Thank you for watching. What do you think of Mathewson's performance in the 1905 World Series? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to see more awesome baseball content.